I've been keeping a secret from all of you. Back in December, I posted a poll on my community page asking people if they wanted to see a vlog of one of two options. It came down to the wire. Well, not really. The reason I posted this poll in the first place was because Ashlyn and I were heading out to San Francisco from Utah for the Christmas holiday. We were taking the train, and when I saw how long each leg of that trip would take, I thought I have to do something absolutely epic. I wanted to attempt reading the biggest book that I own in just 2 train rides. According to the poll, I should have read War and Peace. Instead, the comments on that poll convinced me to read Shogun by James Clavell. What you're about to see is a previously before unreleased video that I filmed back in December. Some questions to consider as you watch. Did I finish? Was the book even worth it to begin with? And a personal question that I've asked myself ever since I finished this journey. What was it like to read such an epic novel on an equally epic journey? Follow along, and you're about to find out. But before we do that, I need to talk to you about today's sponsor, Book of the Month. Book of the Month is a subscription-based book service that sends the best new and emerging fiction right to your doorstep. Guys, these are really good books at really great prices. On average, members save about $5 on every single hardcover that they purchase. They have a team of specially selected curators that reads and selects every single book. And each month's selections are from the best new and emerging authors. But Ian, how does it work? Every month, they'll bring you a short list. And on that list is the best new and emerging fiction. The way it works is 1, you pick what speaks to you. 2, they send it right to your doorstep. 3, you repeat the process every month. And 4, well, you read the books. Happy reading. And if nothing is really speaking to you that month, Book of the Month does have an option to where you can skip that month, so you don't have to pay for the subscription if you're not going to use it. Let me show you what I got. The first book that I picked was Gifted and Talented by Olivia Blake. It's like an urban fantasy mixed with some magical realism. Sounds really good. It'll be my first Olivia Blake book. And then the second book that I got, Every Sweet Thing is Bitter by Samantha Cruson. This is an all-out thriller suspense novel. Sounds epic, sounds awesome. You really get nothing but quality with Book of the Month every single time. So click the link down below in the description or head over to bookofthemonth.com and use the code DIAMOND to get your first book for only $5. Thank you, Book of the Month, for sponsoring today's video. All right, like the epic journey began. We boarded, found our seats, got comfortable, and waited for the train to take off. Oh yeah, that looks way better.
Does it? Does it really?
Yeah. After my wife nearly lost her eyesight, the train finally rolled out of the station, which also meant it was time for my epic challenge to begin. Alright folks, update time. If you can barely hear me, it's because there are people around me and I don't want to disturb anybody because I'm scared. It is a scary business, filming in public, and I don't like doing it. But Shogun, baby, not far at all. This book already is mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing. I cannot begin to describe how phenomenal this book is. The thing is, I'm not even 10% into this book, and I already know that this is going to be 6 stars. It's Ashlynn.
That was so scary.
Was it really? Oh, crossing the cars?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I almost just lost my life.
The way James Clavell has set up this story. You have a merchant ship fleet from the Netherlands, captained and led by an English sailor, going through Magellan's Pass, which is supposed to be secret at this time. Nobody knows about it. Nobody knows how to get there. Nobody knows how to navigate through it. Well, they do it. They use Magellan's Pass to get to the Pacific Ocean, and then they get caught in a terrible storm, and the storm blows them into a feudal freaking Japan. And now our main cast of characters is stuck, and they're being held as prisoners by the local daimyo. I think that's what he's called. He's like a feudal lord. He rules the province. He controls the province. He has the military, which is all samurai, which is so sick. And already so much has happened. I mean, you don't know whether they're gonna live. You don't know whether they're gonna die. That crap that they have to go through because of the language barriers. Japanese people don't speak Dutch. Dutch people don't speak Japanese. Japanese people don't speak English. English people don't speak Japanese. There's also Portuguese Jesuits from, well, Portugal involved. And so there's so much political maneuvering already, and I love it. I'm eating it up. It is almost 8 in the morning. I did take 2 naps, 2 very uncomfortable and just not the greatest sleep. I think I like the seat now that I'm awake, but sleeping this really, it kind of sucked. One of the best parts about this whole train ride is getting to see the beautiful scenery of Nevada. Yes, that's right, Nevada, not Nevada, like some of you crackheads out there tend to say. After moving to an empty seat and cleaning up somebody else's nasty, disgusting mess, I decided to get back to it. You see what I mean about the landscape? Eventually, Ashlynn and I decided to take a break, and I yapped her ear off about this book the entire time. After a spell, we decided to go to the panoramic car and do some reading, but we didn't end up doing any reading. Aren't we so goofy? What's up? I'm in the bathroom. Just taking a little bathroom break before the train gets setting off. Right now we're in the Sierra Nevadas. Really beautiful mountain range. If you didn't see the footage, if you've already clicked off the video, well, that's sad, but hi. Welcome back to the vlog. Shogun, it is a remarkable achievement, and I'm only, I would say I'm like 13% in. I think I'm on page 160. Of 1299, so I am not that far. The prose is amazing, the plot is amazing, I love the characters, I love the fleshing out of the culture of Japan, of the samurai culture in particular, and how these feudal lords are plotting things against one another. I think one of the most striking things about this, it kind of reminds me of Dune in how Frank Herbert kept nothing from the reader in the thoughts of any of the characters, and it's the same way in Shogun. Every character has an internal monologue sometime throughout the chapter if they're introduced, and so you get their inner thoughts, you get their machinations, you get their motives, but you get a full sense of where everybody is and what they're planning and what they want to do and what they want to accomplish. And I know some readers don't like it, like anything to be given away, but I really kind of like that writing style. I think that's what drew me to Dune in the first place, and that's what's keeping me involved and engaged in Shogun, because it's like I know what characters are up to and what they're going to be up to, but I haven't seen it yet, so I want to see it play out. It's so fascinating. Oh my goodness, this is so good. That's a pretty good shot. Shogun, baby. Ashlynn and I are no longer on the train. I think that's probably pretty obvious because yeah, we have arrived at our destination. We were in the bay on the west coast, man. Freaking, what's up, San Fran? How you doing? It was a long journey, 16 hours almost. Well, no, almost 15 hours sitting on that train, reading as much as we possibly could. This was all I managed. Depending on how this looks on YouTube, that probably looks like a lot, but it's really not. The goal was 650 pages, because that was about 50% or so. I'm on 307. You know, sometimes I just think I can read faster than I actually can. I can never truly get away with reading fast. I am not that person. But this book, oh my gosh. I've loved it from the very beginning. It's already like the masterpiece, the crowning achievement, I feel, of historical fiction. This is so well done. James Clavell has really done something special here. I feel like I'm right there at the beginning of the turn of the 17th century in feudal Japan. Of course, 1,300 pages is a lot to sift through, so I don't know what is fiction and what is historical. But I feel like he's captured it pretty well. I feel like the spirit of feudal Japan, the spirit of daimyo governance-y and everything with the taiko. There's so many layers to this government, and there's so many layers to the politics between the people in power. I still feel so bad for Blackthorn, but dude, John does not give a flying fetch what he says to some of these people. He gives them the business, even though he knows his life and his head are literally on the line. Love it, love his attitude, love how he's not gonna let them freaking budge. So I didn't even make it halfway to the goal that I wanted to make. So I'm gonna make up some time while we're here. I do also have to read other books. I brought some other books that I'm reading for another project currently. So these two projects will kind of be coming out in tandem. It's just a lot. There's a lot going on, but stick with me. This is going to get so much better. All right, we've reached the midpoint. How did I feel about Shogun by the midpoint? The first leg of the journey, I was stoked. I loved every moment with this book. But by the time a 17-hour excursion comes to a close, you're ready to get the fetch out of there. It's not that I grew to kind of like, I don't want to pick this up. By the end of that 17 hours, I was done. I felt a little discouraged because I didn't even come close to the goal that I set for myself. On the other hand, I'm glad that I didn't push on to getting halfway through this book because I would not have enjoyed it nearly as much up to that point. I put all this pressure on myself for absolutely no reason, but I digress. Let's get back to the return journey. After a very successful Christmas holiday, Ashlynn and I decided to waste no time. As soon as the train set off, we dived right back into our books and got lost in these imaginary worlds. For those of you who are wanting to know, the train actually was a pretty decent ride. I mean, we decided on the train because Ashlynn isn't the biggest fan of flying, and I really didn't feel like driving all the way across Nevada and hitting the West Coast, so we decided to compromise on the train. And honestly, no regrets. Absolutely no regrets. What's up? I'm back. Yeah, I'm back in the communal toilet because there's so many people on this train, unexpectedly. You know, it's not fun talking in front of people, so especially about stuff that they don't understand what I'm doing. They think I'm just talking to myself as if I'm somewhat important, which I'm not. Anyway, Shogun. I am still not even halfway through. Give me 70 more pages and I'll be there. Oh my gosh, dude. I thought I was going to be able to read half of this book on the way out to San Francisco. No. No, this book is massive. It's jam-packed with so much meat. I don't think I read a book that has this level of political intrigue ever. Like, I thought Game of Thrones and I thought the Dune books were the best in the business when it came to politics, but I think James Clavell's Shogun takes the cake. You get the best.
All right, folks, for those of you who are keeping geographic score, we have left the state of California and entered Nevada. This means a couple things. One, it means gas prices just got significantly cheaper. This also means that Reno is the next stop, just about 25 minutes away now. 25 minutes to Reno. Let's go to Reno and play some Keno in the casino. Anybody remembers that commercial?
Anyway, the political intrigue in Shogun is the best around, I swear. You get a bird's eye view, even side characters to side characters discussions. It's so easy to miss something. I'm not gonna say it's difficult, there's just a lot going on, so it's really easy to miss something vital, which I have already. Guys, there's more to it. The plot is thickening. I mean, now there's like a romance subplot, which I'm very interested in. I think some of the cultural differences between the characters is so funny. Like right now, in the middle of all of the very important stuff going on, our main character, John Blackthorne, is trying to learn Japanese, and adds another level of humor to the dialogue between characters because he just doesn't get it, and sometimes he offends them, and they just don't get it, and sometimes it's just so funny. But we have a long ways to go. I plan on starting and finishing this book on these trains. I just don't think that's gonna happen. But that doesn't mean I still couldn't try, right? I got right back into it. I read until I literally could not read any longer. And before I knew it, the sun set yet again on another day, which meant that there were only a few hours left before Ashlynn and I reached our final destination. So I kept trailblazing ahead, reading as much as I possibly could, taking in as much as I could, using an audiobook as assistance to help me figure out what was going on and pay attention and keep my thoughts on the book and not on sleep. But the time ran short, and now it's time to give you all a report on how I actually did. Folks, Ashlynn and I got home from our trip. Over the course of the trip, made a very big chunk. Gosh, where am I at? I'm on chapter 40, page 719. That is 590 pages away from completion. The initial goal of this video was to finish this on the train there and back. I was hoping to get 50% of it done on the way out there. That would have been 650 pages, and then read the rest on the way back. That did not happen. And because that didn't happen, I then proceeded to spend the next month the entire month of January finishing this book and just being completely blown away the entire time. I don't think I've ever read a book that's achieved really what this book has done. Is it my favorite book of all time now? I'm not gonna say that. It definitely ranks among one of the best books I've ever read. It's become one of those elusive 6-star books that I'm constantly chasing, and I guarantee if any of you take up the challenge to read this book, you will not regret it. All right, final thoughts. It took me nearly 5 weeks to read this book. Yet I am so happy that I did. The entire trip on the train took about 38 hours, and that was nowhere near enough time to read this book. There was no humanly possible way that I could achieve this goal. But I'm so happy that I tried. Now, Shogun itself is an absolute banger of a masterpiece. I would recommend this to anybody. James Clavell did not drop the ball. In fact, he exceeded my expectations. This is not only a 5-star book, this is a 6-star book. The time that it takes to read this is absolutely worth it. So I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've stuck around to this point. I hope you're thoroughly convinced to read this book. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. I love you all so much. And thank you again to today's sponsor, Book of the Month. Click the link down below in the description or head on over to bookofthemonth.com and use the code DIAMOND to get your first book for only $5. I'll see you all in the next one. Toodaloo.
So far away. Oh, sleigh. Oh, sorry. I probably don't want that. Oh, sleigh. He said, where's the boat? It's far away. Please give me one time zone. No. I thought I was going to be great. Like, oh, yeah, we're skipping time zones. We're going to save like 3 hours. No, we're only going one time zone away. So it's only going to save us 1 hour. I'm going to bed now. Only one time zone. My Patronus really is a cat. I really was like, I was upset about it the first time I got a cat because I just didn't feel like it was correct. But I think I am a cat, especially living with a cat on this trip. Although I've had 2 cats growing up, but like I curl in a ball and I like to, I don't know, I just feel like I give cat vibes now actually. So I think that my Patronus might be a little right. And I feel like, I don't know, dogs are chill and fun and cool. And cats are like